that's the case, actually.
I looked at the campaign report.
And in terms of, Jenny alluded to my best friend from college. I think that just because she lives out of state doesn't mean that she can't help her best friend with her campaign.
The fiscal situation in the state and the county are dire. Let's face it, anybody who's elected is going to have to face these looming deficits and be on the defensive. I mean, the candidates can be for everything, and I want to do this, I want to do that, but let's face it, anybody who's elected is going to be in a defensive posture. How's that going to change what you're going to do down in Annapolis if you're elected?
Well, I think well, first of all, I need to say that Montgomery County is one of only, Maryland is one of only 7 states with a AAA bond rating right now. We'll put that aside, but at least people need to understand that we're better off than a lot of states because everybody has a terrible deficit. So we aren't going to be able to start as many new programs, and we'll have to scale down on some that we do. But I think that Maryland is well situated to grow in the future, and with what we're talking about now in the biotech industry and some of the things that we're going to be ahead on. I put in a bill a few years ago that's been very valuable for the biotech companies. It was the Biotech Investment Incentive Act, and that has given a lot of money to startup companies.
What about this dire financial condition, how it would adjust your outlook if you're elected?
Well, I think we are going to be on the defensive, and therefore we need to be very prepared to be on the offense. We need to be advocates for Montgomery County. If I were lucky enough, honored to be District 17 state senator, I would see as part of my primary responsibility to make sure that they don't try to look to Montgomery County as the state's piggy bank. They too often look to Montgomery County for new taxes or to cut programs that disproportionately benefit us. We need to make sure that legislators around the state understand that we have needs too. And frankly, comparing us to other states doesn't make things any better when someone has just been laid off. They're looking at their own jobs, their own families, and their own communities. District 17 is also the only municipal district in the county. And so the city governments of Gaithersburg, of Rockville, and of Garrett Park really need an advocate down there too, because everything we do at the state level affects not just the county, but city halls.
I didn't realize that. I'm going to have a window into the soul type of question, but 30 seconds each. Who are people in politics or outside of politics who have had a big impact in your life at critical times, and why? I know it's only 30 seconds, it's tough, but can you come up with somebody, you were at a fork in the road and somebody had a big impact on your life?
Well, I mentioned once before, but Eleanor Roosevelt was someone that whose quotes I use a lot because I think that she was someone who was a brilliant lady and very wise, and she'd had a lot of adversity in her life, and I think she's one of the ones that I have talked about lately.
Cheryl?
You asked the question of me before too, but I'm going to give you a different answer because you asked it differently.
God, I hate to ask the same questions. Jeez.
I'm going to talk about Josh Freeman, who was president of the Carl M. Freeman Companies, chair of the Carl M. Freeman Foundation when I chaired the board. He was a brilliant manager, corporate leader, community activist, and philanthropist. He cared about people and the community. He was an amazing guy, a visionary leader, a supportive boss, and it was dreadful and I can't even come up with words when we lost him in a helicopter crash at age 42, leaving a wife and 3 kids.
Well, we're near the end, and we're going to do our closing statements. Cheryl, we have you have about a little over a minute, maybe a minute and 15 or so. Why should voters in District 17 vote for Cheryl Kagan?
Thank you, Charles. And I understand we're supposed to look to the camera, so let me ask the voters personally to take a close look at this race. Visit my website, cherylkagan.org. I have a blog. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. I'm on YouTube. It's pretty easy to learn a lot about me, my background, and my hopes for our community and our state. We are facing hard times, and looking back at what each of us have accomplished in the past is a measure of the future, but it's not indicative enough. We need to have someone who's going to stand up as an advocate for Montgomery County, for our schools, for roads and mass transit, for jobs and economic development, and to defend our environment. I've been proud to have been endorsed by the Sierra Club, by Maryland, NARAL, by the service employees, and many others, because they believe that I can be the best champion for them in the state Senate. I would love to have your support and your vote. We have a Smart Growth headquarters located right near the Rockville Metro. We're there all the time, and we'd love to have more volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Forehand, about a minute and 15 seconds or so.
Thank you very much. I have achieved the friendship and relationships in the state Senate that are very, very valuable for helping us with the needs in our district. I've been involved with things where I've had the trust of people that I work with, and I'm really, my seniority is very important. My website is jennyforehand.com. I hope you'll look at that, because I have a long list of awards that have been given to me through the years for various things where I do stand up and speak out. And I'm one of the major leaders for the metropolitan area. Certainly we've protected our area, but we've also been able to bring home a lot of projects that have helped Rockville and Gaithersburg be listed as one of the top places to live and work.
Thank you both very much, the incumbent Jenny Forehand, the challenger Cheryl Kagan, District 17 State Senate race, and the Democratic primary. Thanks very much, both you, for coming.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm Charles Duffy. This is Political Pulse. We'll see you next week.
Looking for a green career? Why not start here? Green roofs contribute to stormwater management by capturing, holding, and using rainwater, which reduces the flow of unfiltered stormwater into drainage systems. This means less pollution for our waterways and a healthier environment. Green roofs also help reduce energy costs through their insulating properties, reduce inside air temperatures, and can be attractive and functional rooftop gardens. This message was brought to you by the Department of Plant Science and Landscape Architecture at the University of Maryland. Go green, go PSLA.
There's a place not so far away, a place where you don't have to keep the volume down or clean up your room, a place where you don't have to make time for free time. You don't have to do anything but show up. You'll find all sorts of creatures in this place without have to. The silly you, the proud you,